Well, turning our attention to North Zone basketball now, and what do you do when you lose a game by 60 points? You bring in reinforcement. After losing to the Defense Force by 60 last week, Trailblazers brought in Fabrice Fisher, who was part of Police's championship team last season. He brought his championship pedigree with him to lead Trailblazers with 24 points as they overcame a 24-point deficit to beat off limits as North Zone Division 1 basketball continued at the Jean Pierre Complex on the weekend.
With no Police in the competition this year, Fabrice Fisher is looking elsewhere for playing time. But he could not stop the early dominance of off-limits, especially Shawnell Pompey, who sank 2 early threes to send off-limits to a flying start and a 31-8 second quarter lead. Pompey was also scoring in the paint, driving for 2 here, 34-10, a 24-point lead. But then Trailblazers had enough. Fisher started to step up, assisting Miguel Pereira here for 2, before assisting Giovanni Andrews in the corner for 3. And just like that, the deficit is now 9, 36-45. Then Pereira got into gear, first this 3, and another 3 for good measure, one of his 2 in his 18-point night. Now apart from dishing out assists, Fisher was also scoring. In fact, he led Trailblazers with 24 points on debut. The score here, 57-64, and the deficit is now 7. But just when Trailblazers were making a comeback, that man again, Pompey with this dagger. Pompey scored 27 to lead all scorers, and the score here, 67-61. But this 3 by Giovanni Andrews, partly hidden, tied the scores at 68 before Trailblazers snatched a close 74-72 win. In the second game on this night, Striker Nets were using the game against UTT as a warm-up for their mega clash with Defense Force 24 hours later. Jeffrey Harris with an early 3 gave UTT an 11-8 lead. Hines, picking the pocket of Shannon Harris before the former UTT player, yes, he played with UTT last season, scored the layup for a score 10-11. As if to save face, Shannon Harris scored a 3 to make up for the earlier steal. Before his namesake Jeffrey scored another 3. Imagine all that action in the first quarter alone. So let's fast forward to the second quarter, where Denzel Jennings' jumper put Striker Nets up 28-20. And let's fast forward even further to the fourth quarter, when Hines' acrobatic display earned him 2 here and a 64-51 lead. UTT had no answer to Striker Nets, as the Nets won 77-55.